You're listening to The Village Thrives, a podcast about parenting and community. If you like this episode, be sure to hit like and subscribe. Go on then, you know you want to. Hello and welcome to The Village Thrives. Meet the hosts. We have Bradley Hasemeyer in the house. Bradley is our dad for the show, bringing in all his knowledge and all of his tech and gadget and just fatherhood experiences. And he's just very funny and very witty. And we love Bradley. Bradley, tell us about yourself.
Tell us all of the ways that you're fantastic, Bradley Hasemeyer.
I mean, I think that was it. I don't know if there's much more to say. I think we could just move on. Well, I was born when I was very young, and
That's a great start.
Everything has changed since then. No, let's see. We've got about 3 minutes here for the listening audience to sum up my 45 years of life. So let's get to it. I was born in, I grew up in the South. Grew up in
Southern
Knoxville,
boy.
Tennessee. Southern boy. Let's go. Say my yes ma'ams and my no sirs and all of that. Let's see. Loved to play sports growing up. Loved cars. My dad and I really connected on cars. We would go to used car lots after they were closed. We could walk around and look at cars. I'm the oldest of three. It's me, 3 years, my sister, 3 years, my brother. And my parents said they didn't really know what they were doing. So like a lot of firstborns, we were just kind of like a test. But I stayed in Knoxville, grew up there, went to high school there, went to college there, was a public relations major, while at the same time always had a video camera and was always doing stupid sketches and skits, kind of Andy Samberg style, but never, ever thought that I would get into acting or anything like that. I grew up in Knoxville. People have regular jobs. And so, but growing up in the family, I always had the camcorder, was always shooting videos. And well before I even knew how to edit, I was just like editing in camera, and have a brother and a sister. I'm close with them, probably closer with my brother now than I was growing up. I think some of that's just sibling-ness, and then some of it's just similar life perspective and just being dudes. And I think family to me has always been a very, very important aspect. So growing up, parents are still together. That's kind of a rarity in terms of, just percentages, but that really put into me kind of a vision of what, marriage and family life was. Certainly not perfect, but one of the things that we love to do is travel. And so travel has continued to be something that I find super valuable. And, I when I went to college, I actually did a travel overseas, did a study abroad in Australia. Always found
Did you come back with an Australian accent?
I learned a lot when I was over there about some of the intonations. And it really does depend where you are, because a lot of the words go up when they talk. Australians are always optimistic, whereas Americans, we always talk down. I had a good day. I went to the store today. Australians say, yeah, it was a great day. I went to the store. And it goes up. And so there's like fun stuff like that. And that came in handy because after college, I was a journalism major, PR major, and I got into videos, and I was shooting videos back when I was a kid. My grandparents had a camcorder. At the time it was massive. It was like a bazooka. That's what you were shooting a camera.
Mm-hmm.
But in college, I had an 8 o'clock class my senior year, and then I didn't have anything until 2. And I was like, well, I don't want to drive back to my apartment, so I want to teach myself something. So I taught myself editing, using Final Cut in the library. Always loved photography. And all this is kind of is coming to a head for me trying to figure out my career. I was pre-med. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and ended up, getting really into video and video editing, and decided I'm going to move to LA. So moved to LA, pursued acting, was in some commercials, got a job hosting a car show for a few years. And that kind of is what led me to meet you guys at the List. So as a host, that job came up, and I was like, I don't know, but let's see. And at the time, it was Kristina, you weren't there yet, but Donna was. And I was like, okay, she's cool. I could work here. We could do this. And so did that. I'm looking over my sheet here. I'm already over time, so I'm going to move into parenting life. So being a dad of 3, so we have my 5-year-old son who's adopted. His name's Loic. We have my 12-year-old, so that's 7th grade daughter, who is middle school, which is crazy. And she's bio, as it's a strange thing to say, but they say bio. So from my wife, basically, and myself. And then we have a foster daughter through kind of kinship who is almost 30, which is crazy. Ashley's almost 30. And she now lives near us. We live in Atlanta, Georgia. We've lived all over the place, Brooklyn, LA, now Atlanta. And so dad life for me is so interesting because I'm also freelance. I'm around a lot more. I'm around my kids a lot. We're involved a lot where we can kind of travel. I think a defining parenting moment for me, I don't know if there's it's hard to pinpoint a moment, but it's almost kind of like if you work out or if you run or you're working on a language or something like that. And all of a sudden you look back and you're like, wow, I've really grown. I think being a parent, my patience, especially with Loic, he's autistic, specifically on the social side. And so his brain works very differently than my brain works. And so for me to understand him and to understand that I don't need to understand him, I just, loving him and trying to be patient in those moments, especially when his brain is firing like crazy. And it looks like he's trying to be, a kid who's yelling and having a tantrum. And really, he's inside his body going crazy. There's fireworks going off in there. And so Kirsten has taught me a lot because of her patience and her ability to research and that kind of thing. So I would say just the thing that's really kind of defined my parenting moment and what I'm excited about for The Village Thrives is the community aspect of, people know they're not alone. It's so easy as a parent to feel like your situation is unique and individual. And we've really turned to social media on our side to find other people, even though we don't know, just watching other videos of people saying like, this is what it's like raising a kid with ADHD or autistic, or this is what it's like being a content creator and not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from and also feeling like you need to support your family. So anyway, that's a little bit about what I am. And in terms of what the IRS thinks I am a content creator and I own a social media agency that works with brands and to kind of help them translate their marketing objectives into actionable posts.
That sounds like a real job.
I know. That's why the IRS doesn't check me on it. They're like, okay, he's boring. We're moving on. So that's a quick flyover. That 3 minutes.
Although, can I just jump in really quick because you said pre-med? What? You went from PR to pre-med.
Yeah, I was pre-med. I actually took a PR class on accident thinking it was like a
pre-med
requisite.
Oh, okay.
No, that's funny. That's funny. No, I failed organic chemistry my sophomore year, and I tried as hard as I could. I genuinely was the guy that was like, if I try it, I can do it no matter what. And I tried it, and I did not do it. And I was
That's
like,
how I
this
feel
is
about
terrible.
STEM.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not
STEM.
made for this. I'm made for other stuff, and I'm great at other stuff, but this is not me. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to add something to all the wonderful things that you've shared with us. I just wanted to share that when I first met you and working with you, what I learned about you, that I didn't even know necessarily that it was a thing until you did it. And I was like, wow, you're a very active and intentional listener. And I say that not because other people don't listen, but the way you would do it is very, I'm listening to you right now. And I've shared that with other people. I'm like, and so now I pay attention to that. I know when someone's actually really listening or just listening or not listening at all. And I always put that down to you, recognizing that that's a thing. And I think that's a wonderful thing and a gift that you give to people.
Thank you.
Really, it's amazing.
That's really sweet.
I'm like, it's just in the middle of our, busy day at the studio, we're recording and I'd have an idea and I can be quite spontaneous and I'll be like, oh, Bradley, oh, excuse me. I know you're in the middle of something. I've just got a question to ask. And you would literally stop calmly and face me and look at me and give me your 100% attention. And I was like, that's, and then you'd be, okay, you get back to what you were doing.
You know where that comes from? And I'm not kidding. That comes from raising a kid. Because Ellis would come to me in the middle of the day. I'm doing something else. And she's like, Dad, what if astronauts landed on the moon and it was made out of wood and they drilled a hole? And you just have to be like, that's a great question. I don't know. What do you think they would find if they drilled a hole of it? Like, that's a part of that intentional parenting is those moments, right? And so I think I just got good at that without even trying, because I was just so used to someone's asking me a question in this moment. Let's focus in. Let's see what it is. And that provides such value to that person. And as a parent, you want your kid to feel supported. You want your kid to feel like eventually, right? Like I always tell people, I know we're kind of getting on a tangent here. You're not raising a kid, you're raising an adult. You're raising this stuff. Kirsten brought this to me, and I thought it was so brilliant, because what you're doing is setting the foundation so that when she's in her teens and 20s, she can still come to you with stuff that feels awkward or weird or a great idea, or because she never felt shot down or her knees were cut out from under her, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or him, whatever your child is. So
anyway,
it's
a beautiful thing that you do, and I appreciate it. And I'm sure anyone that interacts with you appreciates it.
Not everyone, but thank you.
What do you hope the Village Thrive becomes for families? What do you like to accomplish with this?
The way I use podcasts is really as kind of like almost like an audiobook, right? It's kind of like I like to listen, take in what's going on, mix it with my own life, what's going on with my own life, and use it as either like, oh, I heard this great quote from this podcast, or know that there's a place I can go. I like the familiarity of certain podcasts that I listen to a lot. And I would hope that for ours. I would hope that people may never meet us till we go live on the road. Come see us in Dallas. I don't know. And they may never meet us, but I want them to know that they're a part of this, that they're in it. And that's really hard as a parent. Like I said, it's like your situation is both unique to your situation and your kids and your background and where you live, and solo parenting or together or whatever, all those are unique. Yet the parenting life or experience is not. You're not alone in that. You're unique, but you're not alone.
Yeah.
I think too, having a dad perspective is so important. I mean, on the on the ladder of dads, you're certainly up there, right? You're intentional, you're present, you're involved,
This is my favorite episode so far, by the way.
And so I mean, I feel like moms are going to be like, well, I want my husband, why my baby daddy doing all that?
Kirsten says this all the time. My wife is Kirsten. She's amazing. And she's like, I'm amazing too. And I'm like, of course you are. She's like, but the bar is so low for dads that if you just like stand next to your child and you're like kind of close to them, they're like, oh my gosh, look at him. He's so involved.
So amazing.
Wow.
No, but you really are. She is, of course, great. Moms are great. But you really are a great and intentional dad. And that's just great perspective, I think, for anybody who's listening, who's like, oh, I could really the bar is so low, but that doesn't mean I have to stay at that said bottom bar. I can, rise to the occasion every once in a while.
I think dads, I hosted a podcast for about a year and a half called Attempting Fatherhood. And what I learned is most dads want to be good at being a dad. We just don't know where to start. We're not great at asking questions. We're not great at asking for help. We just usually rely on what we know. And sometimes that's your dad was a great dad, and sometimes your dad was not a great dad. Maybe not even there. And so it's hard. There are a lot more places to go now for dads to try to find advice, tips, chats, conversation. But genuinely speaking, the dads want to. So if you're like a mom and your husband, you feel like your husband's not raising up to the level or whatever, sometimes you just have to have a conversation, not like a you're not, but I don't know. Sometimes if it's not right in front of me, I don't even think about it. It's like Kirsten's she'll say things that I'm like, she's like, I'll be like, oh, you look so pretty today. She's like, oh, you haven't said that. I'm like, I've never said that. Are you kidding? Wait, really? And she's like, well, I mean, like you said, I was like, I said it last week. I remember it was Tuesday, And she's like,
yeah, it was Tuesday, 2008.
It's all to do with our hormones, guys. If you haven't learned that yet, Bradley.
Yeah, for sure.
So depending on what day of the month it is, we're going to hear that sentence differently, or maybe not hear it at all.
That's so true.
Anyway, we're going to get straight into rapid fire.
Yeah, let's go.
We are going to get straight into rapid fire now. So 10 questions.
Let's go.
Quick questions, quick answers. Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Morning person.
Go-to comfort food.
Scone.
Parenting superpower you wish you had.
Oh, unlimited patience.
A book or a show you always recommend.
Bluey.
I love Bluey. Oh my gosh.
Love Bluey.
One word your kids would use to describe you.
Energetic.
Favorite way to unwind.
Coffee in a corner.
Hidden talent.
Hip hop dancing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you could live anywhere for a year, where would it be?
Paris.
Something you believed as a kid that you no longer believe.
Easter Bunny.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't believe that anymore.
Was that hard? Was that a hard moment?
It was a slow burn. No, you know what? Actually, you know what it would be? I would say this. I always thought my parents didn't have enough friends. I was like, my parents have like 3 friends. This is stupid. I have 100 friends. And now I'm older. I'm like, I cannot maintain 100 friends. I just want 3 good ones. So
I can't maintain
I'll
3.
never be like them. Oh, you got 3 right here. 2. Hopefully you got 1 more. We're 2/3 of your friendship.
And finally, one thing that always makes you laugh.
My wife, Kirsten's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, thanks, Bradley. We've got to know quite a bit about you in such a short amount of time.
It was so
and thank you
short.
to our
I'm so
listeners.
sorry.
Part 2 coming soon.
Please.
Maybe we'll dedicate a whole hour in the future.
Oh boy.
We'll just see how this
No one
goes.
wants an hour. This was a good move. I would have just kept going. So this is good.
Oh, but thank you to our listeners for tuning in. And if you just can't get enough of Bradley, like you want more, of course you do. Everyone wants a bit more of Bradley. Then, of course, check out our episodes of The Village Thrives. And Bradley, where else can our listeners find you?
On TikTok at Hasemeyer, Instagram at BHaz, that's HAZ. And would love to connect with you guys there. If you have any questions or parenting advice, I'm here for it. I'm here to hear.
He's a very active hearer.
Yeah,
very active
a lot of
listener.
hearing. Yeah. So make
nice
sure
one.
you're subscribing to our show as well, because we'd love to keep you guys in the village. And we'll keep on keeping on. We got more to come.
Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us at The Village Thrives. And remember, parenting isn't meant to be done alone. When the village comes together and supports one another, we thrive. We'll see you next time.
The way you taught me how to love me when I didn't love myself. Way you grant my every wish like a well. The way you took the heat in Texas and cooked it into breakfast, paving the way for me to excel. And there you are back in the kitchen, making my favorites. Doesn't get better than this. Oh, everything is precious when I'm in your presence. You make my world go round and round. Oh, every single second with you's another present. You lift me up when I'm feeling down. Life is so precious when you're around. Everything's precious when you're around.